We all love Björk, right? She makes great music videos, films, and has cool politics. All of this is true, but one thing I think we miss about Björk's voice as a singer, and vocals in general, is how powerful they truly are. Take any of your non-instrumental favorite songs and take the vocals out. It sounds weird and or boring, especially in the case of Björk's 2004 album, Medulla. Not really considered one of her best albums, but is certainly regarded as one of the best albums of its time and year. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say that this album is better than Post, Homogenic, Vespertine, and hell, I would even rank Debut higher. But if you listen to her catalog, this album sticks out like a sore thumb, and that's why I love it. And I come back to it a lot. The rest of her albums make sense and feel like an understandable trajectory from the woman who got a dental checkup from a big gorilla. But this album feels weird. For one thing, the Mr. Bungle guy is on here, and also this guy, this guy and this guy, and he's doing the you know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's a weird album, and I'm gonna give you the history and thoughts on this album. But our main focus today is on a highly underrated video that was made for this album, and is honestly one of the most bizarre music videos I've ever seen. Today we are talking about the Where Is the Line video. Medulla is the album I find to be one of Björk's most eccentric but reactionary. When I say reactionary, I mean in wanting to return to a time when she felt more at peace with the world. Not the reactionary politics of I don't know, the what is the woman guy or whatever, you know, with his sprayed on beard, or some shit. This album was a response to 9/11 and the effects in America it left. At the time of the attacks, Björk was living in Brooklyn, New York, which is a 30-minute drive from where the attacks occurred. Now, it's not like incredibly close or anything, but that's pretty damn close. Björk saw these attacks and the Islamophobia and the wars being started and began thinking of a more primitive time where we would only use our voice, not any physical objects, as instruments. This perspective of wanting to make something primitive led her to make something much less accessible, but grounded. She created limitations, but also workarounds, which led to this album, Medulla. Might I add that this album is marvelous? It is so breathtakingly beautiful and poignant. I personally have trouble believing that someone can make a piece of art that truly captures someone's feelings considering the limitations in an art form. I think people also just struggle to be honest in their art, and there's many other reasons for this, but this feels fully realized. And even in the documentary that I watched, she says she's not done. But this just feels so ready. I don't know. It's so wonderful. And while most of it does follow similar themes and structures, I feel like it's something new and exciting, but also something that could have been made in the past 50 to 70 years. Also, the Mr. Bungle guy is on it. Like, the fuck? Most of the songs, while having a similar structure, are still very loose with a normal Western structure. The songs move while verses and choruses just so happen to be occurring. It's a really interesting way to structure a song, as she takes influences from traditional Icelandic music and even throat singing on Ancestors, which is one of the more weird tracks on the album. It's great, but like I was honestly really unnerved by it. The album is pretty traditional length at 14 tracks, which equals to 45 minutes of length, but explores so many topics like the politics of the era, her child, and difficulties in her relationship with at-the-time boyfriend Matthew Barney. Which, side note, if you thought Björk was weird, look up the Cremaster cycle and lose your mind. It's legit so interesting. I stopped my research for this video to see if I could watch it, and I couldn't find a way, so I just emailed my local art house theater, and they said that I should reach out to a museum. Anyways, back to the video. The album, as I've suggested, is not the easiest to grasp on a sonic level. It moves and evolves in a way that I'm not used to.
You know, I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert.
But this album, to me, is pretty easy to grasp. When it comes to the lyrics, in the documentary, In the Inner or Deep Part of an Animal or Plant Structure, which is a great documentary that I've referenced a few times so far, Björk explains how she wrote her lyrics. I think that because I got so conscious of the voice for this album and my own voice, which is normally natural and something that I do not give much thought, but this time I was very conscious of my voice and all the other voices and how they fit together and the relationship between them. So I decided to give the lyrics no thought, just let them happen by themselves. And I think it was just 4 days ago that I loosely went through all the lyrics in my diary and started to think about what they are about. But for 2 years, I've been working on this album, and I decided not to think about the lyrics at all. And I maybe that let them be a bit organic. It's such a fascinating approach to just let the lyrics flow out of you and try to make the best sounds to accompany them. And then years later, be like, wait a second, I think that means something. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Personally, I think I would struggle to do this because of how much I analyze things and my chase to find happiness in myself. I think I would personally find it difficult not to just let go and believe in your process, which is why I find this album to be so brave and pure. I know the word pure can sound very pretentious, but I mean it in an earnest way, and I mean it as a compliment. I feel like this album, while trying to be timeless, and it achieves that, is still a product of its time. I mean, there's beatboxing from a guy from the Roots, and there's like throat singing, which wait, that was a thing for a while, but like, you get my point. The last song is a pastiche of a dance song, but it still sounds like nothing of its time, but it could only be made in 2002 to 4, you know what I'm saying? And the album sets its limits, and without being scared or worried about what could come from this, it is unrelenting, but still retains its beauty. It is passionate and singular in a way that no other Björk record is, which is to say any record, really. I can still remember when I was away from home and I would cry myself to sleep for a whole month while adjusting to the place I was in. But this album consoled me. This album was on my MP3 player, and it became one of the albums I listened to the most because it feels so human, and yet it is also so hooky and beautiful. I love this album with all my heart, and I hope you do too. Anyways, what's this about Björk pooping out a dude? Right, so before we get into this video, we need to get into what we think the song is about and what Björk thinks the song is about. I thought it was about like a bad relationship or something, but Björk in her Brother trilogy, and where she poops on her brother, Björk basically tries to draw the line with some of the things her brother is doing to her. This is the same brother who inspired the song Army of Me, where she tells him to get off his ass. Now, with that out of the way, what the fuck is this video? This video opens with a shot of Björk, but because this is a fast-paced song and the cuts are timed to the bass beats and the one-take beatbox from this guy, I forgot his name, sorry, and it creates an unsettling atmosphere. We quickly cut to the side of Björk's grape-like body, excreting out a person who might interpret it as the bad in her soul being released through this song. Other people have interpreted this person as a demon, or hate, or just anger being released into the world. In the video, we see a crayon white person who has been born and has all the gunk to prove it. The person is oozing and is getting brass stuck to them. It's like that movie N64 Pinocchio, but like really Björk coded, and also is better. Don't tell anyone I said that. That movie is still my most liked review on Letterboxd, and those 9 likes are what I live for. This person just kind of wiggles and jerks around for a while, like a being exploring their surroundings for the first time, and now we're halfway through the video. It moves in such a liquid pace, but almost nothing happens. I mean, stuff happens, but like it doesn't feel like 2 minutes. Like 2 minutes in an LCD sound system video or literally any other music video is going to contain more than this, but this moves faster because it feels so human, but like alien at the same. I don't know. It's so fucking weird. Anyways, they're covered in cum and cottage cheese. Then the world around us begins to explode in little chunks as the song begins to build, and I assume as an act of fear the person goes back into Björk's grape womb. Therefore, and naturally, grass people come out and begin to crowd Björk as she sings the rest of the song. What the fuck is this video? Well, I interpret this video as a woman letting out her rage and hate for someone or something, and being rejected by Earth, or what she perceives as Earth in the natural order. I don't fully get it yet, and not a lot happens, but also it moves so fast and everything happens. It's such a... I don't get it. You're just left with so many questions, and these questions are like, what does the white guy represent? Why is Björk dressed up as a bundle of grapes? Why wasn't this the single? How did they get all that cum? Actually, I totally get why this wasn't a single. You know, just stuff like that. While I've scoured the internet for answers, only one answer has been found. It was originally a piece for the director's 4-part multi-form art piece called Versations Tetralogia. And I wish this explained more, but damn it, you did it again. I have more questions. I read a forum post, not a Reddit forum post. Shut up. Anyways, I read a forum post suggesting that this is a reference to the structure of a form of theater. I can't recall what it is called, but basically the structure is 3 tragedies and then a comedy or satire. This is all just speculation from a fan site, so I cannot validate it. This is the best info I have on the video, so I just gotta roll with it. Anyways, as you can tell, I don't have a ton of info on this video, so all we have is just the video and some fan posts speculating. But isn't that kind of enough? I don't know if we really need it explained, but I would like some insight into the production, because how do you film this? How did you get I think it was a Finnish dancer to dance the, looking like this guy from, Return to the Dead. Anyways, that doesn't mean that this YouTube video is worthless. As I showed you what happens, my opinion, and now you have a recommendation for some cool new art to explore. I wish you the best of luck on this journey through this video, because I lost sleep doing research. But, I don't know. I don't know why I'm justifying this video. I just thought this would be cool. You should go watch this video. It's cool. And I'll update you if I learn anything else.